Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Hum Daddies Warriors postgame. That was a lot of fun, huh, Artie?
A lot of fun tonight, yeah. Reminded me of just what I tried to tell myself last week. Tried to reminding myself to not get too invested, enjoy it, and just breathe and not care when you watch a team that is relatively inept fight, claw, and lose. Because yeah, newsflash, Warriors fans, they're not that good. It's
They
not a
are
very
not a
good
good
NBA
team. They're not a good
team.
basketball team.
No, not a
And
very good NBA
Steph got
team.
him back into it with one of those, Curry flurries. And then he fouled out. And guess what? I had him over 27 and a half points. And he scored 27. And he fouled out of the game, probably for
Yeah.
second time in his career or something.
Yeah,
So
guess how many people other than you care about that?
a lot of people.
Other than you.
Steve Kerr got ejected. That turned out to be the difference in the game, those tees, the free throws.
Yeah.
So
You
another
know what play
win
really?
for Steve Kerr. Another great call as a head coach.
Yeah, man. I felt like there were some plays in that game that really stood out to me in the second half of the fourth quarter that we could get into, but I'm sure you got other stuff too from different parts of the game. But my
I think
God, my
Guy Santos was money. He was the best player in that game as far as efficiency. He had some really good moments in in the third and fourth quarters. Steph was kind of, here and there. I don't know. He was kind of iffy. What am I looking for? He was
he was off, is what it looked like. I
he was
missed a lot of
off
the
until
game.
the end of the game.
Yeah. I told you my kiddo just went back to school today. He had a rough go at it, so I missed a big chunk of the second and third quarters. Watched the first, watched the fourth. So you saw more of the Steph probably misses. I
Yeah,
watched a lot of hits.
a lot of clanks, a lot of clunks, a couple air
Yeah,
balls too, which
yeah.
was weird.
I saw his step back fadeaway while we were texting was so like honestly indicative to me a dude that's just like, dude, I'm about to just shoot this shit because my shot's just a better shot than anything we do anyway, And it's just, I hate that. But it's so, man. So before we get into the game a little bit, just to talk, the big picture like we are, it really just reminded me. I don't know if you saw at the end of the game, Steph Curry was smiling, laughing, giving fives to people. And I was like, well, shit, if you can just
Checked out.
smile, laugh, and give five to people. No, it's not checked out. He's just living in the moment and enjoying, he's talked about enjoying this. And knowing he doesn't have forever left, and he's probably a realist. I'm sort of like proud of him and happy for him that he's not miserable. Like if you remember what Clay looked like, when he was struggling. I mean, it's different, totally different circumstance because Clay was struggling. The team was, he was losing playing time, and it was totally different. But like he looked sad and unhappy and kind of miserable, right? It's kind of makes me feel good and think about let's not get stuck in the moment. Think about your perspective from the last time we talked Warriors of just enjoying ball. It makes me happy to see that he can fucking foul out, lose by one, and still be a little bit all right. I'm sure he's pissed off as hell, just because he's given a five. But shit, that reminded me not to be so pissed off. I guess this is my own
Well,
therapy session I'm doing right now. Because I
yeah,
cannot tell you
you're doing
how
self soothing here.
flippin' angry that game made me as the old Warriors fan who used to just watch Warriors lose. Then I got to, you know me, we fucking love the Warriors. And that game was so frustrating because you're watching a garbage team grind. And I hate that we're garbage, but I think people don't recognize that we're a relatively garbage. We're slower than everybody at every position on the court every game we play. Why? We are
We are a
slower.
bottom third team. I think we are like
Just
in the
how have we found a way to compile a roster that is all of the above? Smallest and least quick and old and no dribblers. Like one has to give. If you're not big, you got guys that can create. If you're big, I just don't get it. All of it can't be true, and it's all
because
true. And
because
then,
we missed on our draft picks. We missed on the high
yeah,
draft picks,
no,
and
I,
so
I, I
you
hear you, but
rely on
shit,
G leaguers. Or it's ridiculous.
yeah,
Guy Santos is the highlight of the game. Pat Spencer sometimes is the highlight of the game. I mean, whatever. But to your point about Steph, I do like to see him happy because he wasn't. He was miserable when they're losing, and I think he probably just came to he was accepted the fact that they're not a championship team, and Warriors fans are going to have to accept that too.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, because think about who they're playing. I know they're coming off what a 6-game win streak, but we're talking about what was their
They
record?
were 7
16
and
and
21 or something to start the year.
yeah, and what's their record now? Still like 16 and 22,
Yeah, they're not
and
doing
they
anything.
played without
Harden wasn't
Harden.
even playing.
Yeah, you know who looked like the best player on the court other than the main good players? Chris Dunn. It's like
Yeah,
we
what
don't
the
even have a
hell was
guy that
that?
can. Well, but it just shows me we don't even have a guy that can just look athletic and just shoot a shot when it's open. I mean, yeah, we do. Obviously, role players play good games sometimes and not the others. But my God, it was just hard
Pods
to
has
watch.
no presence. Let me just make that point. He has no presence. How is he untradeable? Like, you have to protect Pods. The guy, he's a nothing. I don't find him enjoyable to watch at all. I know Joe Starkey really likes him, but
No, he's pretty much my least favorite Warrior in the history of the Warriors. I hate that it's true because he became polarizing so far after I didn't like him,
yeah.
and now I just feel like I'm a part of the polarized group that doesn't like Pods, and it kind of annoys me. But really, like Pods is like a fucking marketing genius. I'm pretty sure the only reason he's anybody is because he keeps his hair the way he
He has
is.
that
All
Gen
these
Z
kids
hair.
like him. Yeah, like my kids, like I like Pods. I'm like, you don't like Pods, you just notice Pods, right? He's
Yeah.
6 years old. You can
I
just tell
hated
who
it.
he
I
is.
hated him when he got drafted. Like, when he got interviewed, I was like, who is this D-bag? But, I mean, he kind of,
Horford makes me sick. And it really makes me
I really
sick to hate a
wanted him
guy
to
that
do
I
well.
love. Well, exactly. He's the guy I've loved in the NBA because
Yeah.
he's so good at what he does. And then you watch, and you remember I kind of joked with our whole group of friends. Everyone's happy. 2 years Horford. I said, 2 years Horford. Yeah. I mean, come on. This guy's 2 years should be in a different country probably at this point. But I know he's coming off another season that was pretty good. But man, he
He's
don't look
old,
good, does
man.
he? He don't look good. I
I was
mean,
all for it too, but yeah, I was off on that call. I mean, he is 40
well,
years old.
we still got we it doesn't matter until the last 20 games, right? If Horford's good in the last 20 games of the playoffs, all we'll be eating these words. But man, it was an annoying game. It was
But that's the NBA now in general. The first 3 quarters don't really mean much in
yeah,
games, and the first 3 quarters of the season don't really mean much.
yeah.
Um, and that the product's kind of suffering, I think. But I don't know. I got into this one in the fourth, man. It's like I wasn't really that into the game, and then the Curry Flurry really brought me back in, and I changed the channel to the Snoop broadcast and Reggie, and yeah, Snoop was getting juiced about Curry, and I thought we had it. Thought we had some magic there, but
Yeah, I like the way Peacock did their broadcast out. That's where I was tuned in. And I thought they went to commercial and then in between that commercial, they kind of went to like a podcast or like a interview, like a inside the NBA TNT type vibe. They had Brad Daugherty, they had Isaiah Thomas, and then they had dude that was like hosting it, right? And I thought that was sort of a good vibe. Just sort of 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You had like a 2 minute timeout, that we're going to have, and you got to hear them sort of analyze for a minute and a half. And more or less what they said was spot on and not shocking. I mean, A, it doesn't take a genius to know this, and B, they're former greats, right? But Brad Daugherty reminded, um, you know,
was he on
reminded
the
the fans
Cavs?
watch. Yeah, he was on the Cavs with Mark Price, balling with Larry Nance, Mark Price, and Brad Daugherty.
It's Doherty, right? You're saying Darty. It's
Yeah,
Doherty,
sorry, Daugherty probably. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't. I was so young. I probably just say it wrong. My
like
bad.
Shannon Doherty.
Yeah, Shannon Doherty, Brad Daugherty.
Doherty.
Anyway, yeah, he was talking about second chance and how that's going to be huge, and Isaiah Thomas was talking about getting stops and how they're going to be able to do it. And it was just fun to hear them like analyze the game during a game, right, and say what needs to happen for the Warriors to win, what they're going to do, and then to see it kind of happen in real time and sort of what they suggested. It
I
was
prefer
fun from a
Fitz
fan
going,
perspective.
oh my God, they didn't call goaltending, and having them talk about that for
Exactly,
10 minutes.
right? Yeah, exactly. It was refreshing to hear a little something different.
Yeah.
Um, but
I
yeah,
always
it's
go
going
to
to
the
be hard to
national
talk.
broadcast when I can. So thanks for telling me it was on NBC.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to talk, man. I mean, shit. Maybe I'm just feeling frustrated by this loss, and I've been relatively tuned out for the Dubs in this win streak. I've been like a little bit more into
Me too.
football holidays, so it's been less diehard on my mind. I have only picked up here and there games, so like I've been hearing we're winning, but not feeling we're winning.
Right.
I'm more dis,
Totally
and I
agree.
just feel like this reminds me of the same thing I left. I was like 2 weeks
Yep.
ago we sucked and we still suck. I don't know what happened for these wins that looked so good. But this looks like a pretty bad basketball team with no direction, no not here's the combination that doesn't work for me. You got old superstars, and they would be good and perfectly fine as your superstars if your supporting cast was more athletic and just better. And on
If
the
you
flip end, if you had two young superstars, maybe the supporting cast could work if they were just 42-minute a night guys that aren't going to get tired, that have all types of energy, and like that might work. But like to put this much weight, I was looking at the game log while I wasn't able to catch the game while I was putting my kiddo to sleep. And I'm looking Curry 19 or 12. At the time I was
he was
looking
on
like 15
19 for a
shots,
long time.
Butler on like 14 shots or 13, and
No
then every
assists.
other guy 5 shots, 5 shots, 5 shots. And I'm like, yeah, like on some teams that might work, but that it doesn't feel right at this point in the career of Steph and Jimmy. So just like all of the offense to be born on them, and we don't have other scores. Like we just don't, and that's just
It's like watching a globetrotter. Steph is like a Harlem globetrotter now. He just kind of dribbles through people, backs up, fades away, throws up a prayer, and he hits them a lot of the time, which is amazing. But I mean, that's not an efficient way to win basketball games, And
well. And then and you would think that like the only way the Warriors. I mean, I actually don't like the fact that the Warriors have always stuck to the same brand, right? I actually think that's probably, in some ways, maybe Kerr's biggest flaw to me is that he hasn't been more willing to let certain players play one-on-one, and he really wants just the movement, and you kind of have to run in this offense. But to me, it's really striking when there's only one player on the team that doesn't really play that offense, and it's Jimmy Butler. And he doesn't really fit that offense. It makes sense not to, but then it just, to me, puts Butler on the spot as like a little bit old and a little bit past his prime, and he was great tonight. He
what the hell
killed it
was he
tonight.
doing on that last play, though? What was that?
Pathetic. It was just pathetic. It just made
He
me
just
think, God, I wish we had a
dribbled into
better
three
person to shoot
dudes
it.
and faded
Yeah, it
away.
was,
Like, what the hell?
yeah,
That was horrible.
especially down one, go to the rack, make them make a
Yeah.
call. They were
And
going to call a
he
foul. They've been calling
gets a
fouls
lot of foul
all
calls.
game for the Warriors. The Warriors had the best whistle I've seen ever tonight. I've never
Yes.
seen the Warriors have a better whistle. I
Especially
said, this is the
Jimmy
game.
down the stretch was
Yeah,
getting the
this is the
whistle all
game
the
you
time.
go
He
to
said
the
he
rack.
fades away.
But like even on that steal that Jimmy Butler had, that Jimmy Butler causes the steal at half court. There's all that wrestling for the ball, and then all of a sudden they call a foul on Dunn against Pause. It's like, give me a break. Everybody's been fouling each other for 30 seconds. And now, like I was just thinking, man, the whistle's going sort of the Warriors' way right now for the first time in a while.
It's
And
so
then that's how
fixed,
you
dude. There's such a
fade
high
away like that.
probability that it's fixed. Like
Yeah, I
where,
don't know.
that refs are point shaving and stuff.
Yeah,
Because you can call a foul on every play. It's kind of like PI in the NFL, and it just seems
yeah,
like it's weird when some teams get the whistle and others don't.
totally. Couple things I liked about the actual game. If we're just talking a little analysis, I'll just throw this in there because I love hoops and I feel like I watch it with this eye, and I'll just throw it out there. One possession, huge possession in the game with about 3 minutes left when we got the steal on Kawhi.
Hmm.
I loved what that looked like. It couldn't have reminded me more of the We Believe defense on Dirk. Right when the
Wow.
pass, well,
Okay.
just right when the pass came in, if before he could even catch it, right? The double's coming from behind, knock it out of his hands. I remember we absolutely just flabbergasted Dirk for that whole series with where the double was coming from behind,
Matty
and
Barnes
quit.
and
Yeah, and so
Al
that just
Harrington.
really reminded me of that, and I loved it, and it was fun to watch. And then the next possession, I was really frustrated because we were making our run, and I felt like Draymond did a horrible job doubling because he went too early, we're way up top, and just got the Warriors scattered for no reason. The whole purpose was like get the ball out of Kawhi's hand, but it felt like it was done in a haphazard sort of, yeah, just a haphazard way that created a 4-on-3 that didn't need to happen. And then the play of the game, your boy Santos, that cut he let go through when he was behind the dude, and he let that play, ah, and he knew he fucked up. He was so mad at himself. He like tried to blame someone else for a second because whenever you mess up, you just like want to like, where's my help? He was like one, and then he realized I'm an idiot. I messed this up. You just got to
Yeah,
feel it.
but he offensively he had a really solid game, so I'll
Yeah.
forgive
No,
him
I
for
mean,
that.
I think, yeah, overall, man, that was just the Warriors being the Warriors, man. They
Yeah,
might
I
win that
mean,
game sometimes if they get lucky, but they looked like the worst team and they lost.
their game plan is to have Steph throw it up, and then he fouls out. And Steve Kerr, how appropriate was that? Causing,
Yeah.
I think they had 3 free throws.
Yeah. And I talk about this a lot. And so it's probably getting broken record, but I still just think that like people don't realize. Because again, I think there's nuance to shit. And when I say this, I feel like I just get piled on by the Draymond lovers. And I've been a Draymond lover most of my, Warriors day. And I still have none but love for Draymond. But like, we're just at a point in a franchise that him scoring 5 points a game doesn't work. Right? Like it just doesn't work. I don't care how good he is anymore at the rest. Our offense isn't good enough and we don't have enough talent to have 30 minutes of no offense. And everybody thinks it's okay that he's like the point forward. But it's like, dude, it's too much like Ben Simmons bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to, and I don't get it.
It's frustrating because when he was young, he could score. He was a scorer.
He still can score. It's one of these, I think I've said it on a previous cast, or at least I've said it just talking to you or others. It's one of these like overly high IQ bullshit. He always thinks he's making the high IQ play, and I know he is a super cerebral high IQ player. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not that, but I think he has gotten to a point where he always thinks he can see the better thing and is forgetting the very simple fundamental truth that being sort of a semi non-factor for your team impacts everybody. And it impacts the other guys, right? It's harder for Guy Santos to get open. It's harder for Melton to get open. Like Curry can play off of it. Jimmy Butler can play off it because they're great offensive players.
When Draymond wanted to go to the hole, he just had an open lane.
Wide open, and he takes it.
It was like
and that's
a layup
more
line.
than he even takes it.
No.
And then he's had wide open threes throughout that he doesn't take, and I get it. He's not. Yeah, I don't know. So that grinds my gears a little at this point, and I think it's just not acknowledged that like that can work on certain roster constructions, and it doesn't work that well when you're an offensively challenged team already. Like,
yeah,
it's.
I just want to, yeah, and they kind of hammered home the point that sports can really suck a lot of the time. I'm still. That Shanahan debacle is still really, really bothering me. And you're a anti-Kerr guy, and I'm anti-Shanahan. So having them both in 3 days just shit the bed was not a fun thing to watch.
Remember not to frame us as either of those. You're not anti-Shanahan. I'm not anti-Kerr.
I'm kidding.
We are critical of both in some of their what appear to be glaring flaws.
Yeah, you know what I like? Let me talk about that Niners game because it's just present on my mind at all times of the day. The Niners really control my mood when it comes down to this part of the year. I don't understand. Joe Starkey's one of them, and Dave too. They said, yeah, we weren't going to be able to run the ball or to establish the run. So when Brian Robinson has a 6-yard carry as his first carry, your thinking is, okay, you can't do that again. Let's stop handing the ball off. I don't understand the thinking why everyone excuses Shanahan for being in his own head, trying to get cute and having trick plays and stuff instead of just hammering the ball. Run the ball between the tackles. That's what you're good at. Anyway.
I want to build on one thing you say because it's really, really, to me, been like, I have found it to be one of the most annoying analysis of that game. And if you're saying Dave G and Starkey are sort of co-signing on this seems to be like what Danny was saying. And like, it's just a bunch of our boys, sorry to drop names. Well, you guys all know Starkey and Dave G, the Hum Daddies. But if you can't go into a game with a team that is relatively close to your level, or at least you should believe they are, and say we can't do the things we do. And folks are out here telling me that the Seattle Seahawks are so good that the Niners had to just assume they're not going to be able to pass a normal pass game, assume you can't do your normal run game. Everybody all game, and I must have missed a little something playing like catch in the room. I watched the whole game. What I'm saying is I watched the whole game, but everybody's telling me there was so much pressure on Purdy. And I'm here to tell you there was pressure on Purdy. He got pressure. Yes. He did not get the type of game-changing pressure that everybody is acting like there was. It wasn't that. It was pressure.
He wasn't rolling out also, but that shouldn't have had to happen. They should have run the ball.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying the whole take that I was getting from all these folks that are like, they have to do it this way because the Seahawks are so this and so
that was the narrative. Yeah,
I'm like, dude, you're kidding me. And if you think that, then pack your bags and go home. You're not winning the Super Bowl, right? If you can't play with Seattle at home for the 1 seed, you can't, right?
Yeah.
There's no way you can play your normal game.
Dominant.
Then pack it up. You're not going to win the Super Bowl anyway. And the thing that was hard for me to watch is it was very clear to me the Niners had a really good shot at making a run if they won that game, and they don't have shit of a shot. Any of you Niners fans out there that think that they're going to reel off 3 road victories, they're not, all right? I'm sorry to tell you guys this. Maybe some miracle happens because that's how sports work, but actually this Niners team ain't built that way, and they should have won that damn game.
I knew it was going to go bad when Shanahan said, like, we're treating this like a playoff game. You know, everything's on the line. I'm like, okay, great. That means you're going to fuck it up.
Isn't it crazy how when teams think it's a big game, they do the wrong thing? I'll never forget how lucky the Chiefs got, man. We're playing Lamar Jackson 2-3 years ago, and all they did is drop back and pass every play. I said, hallelujah. You know, it's like they went away from their whole script all game. And I was like,
do that often. Derrick Henry didn't see the field in a huge game.
These coaches are wild, man. They get on tilt and they think they got to pass and they don't trust their bread and butter. And teams do this all the time on 1st and goal from the 2. Right? Like 1st and 2 on the 1st and goal at the 2. If you're not running 4 times in a row, go home, pack your bags. You're not a good team.
The Crabtree, baby. 3 times in a row.
Exactly. I mean, it's just if you can't get 1 or 2 yards on 4 plays, then you should just lose and call it a day. Go home.
Pete Carroll said, Marshawn Lynch, we're not going to give you the ball.
That works out well usually, doesn't it? These idiots.
Frank Gordon, you're not getting the ball. We're going to throw 5-yard fades into the corner of the end zone. And, dude, in the Super Bowl against your Chiefs, that's what Shanahan did to start the second half. He just had Brock drop back and go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And he did the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I will say on the flip side of this, just so we don't sound like idiots, I think both of us can acknowledge Seattle looked great. Their defense was flying around. They looked fast. I don't think either of us are saying Seattle didn't look great. I think Seattle did look very good on the defensive side of the ball. But they
didn't have to play the run, though, Artie. They didn't have to play the run.
I agree. I'm just saying this idea that they blew up the whole game and that the Niners had to do a game plan because they didn't have Trent Williams and they didn't have Pearsall, whatever. No, man, your offense was relatively healthy. Purdy had a fair amount of time on most plays. And a lot of the times that they were saying he had no time, it was a classic case that we've seen Brady do his whole career. He was getting – a lot of the time ends were getting beat off the end, but he had space to step up into. The whole pocket was not collapsing in on him. I've watched some real hard, bad losses with Mahomes where they have no chance. And I know what it looks like to have no chance. That wasn't one of those games. And so I've been getting pissed off hearing that narrative. Yeah. And I just think I agree with you, man. I think the only part I disagree with you on, not just like the run, is I think Shanahan called a bad game, but I also think all the Niners played like shit. So there's a combo here, right? Like I don't think the Niners played well either. Like Purdy didn't play bad. Purdy
Brian
played
Robinson
average.
Jr. was great on his 1 carry.
2 carries for 9 yards. He looked good. But yeah, it never got really too great looking, and that is something that happens. And I'm not excusing Shanahan for it because part of it was sort of going a little bit too much to the pass and it not working. But it does get hard when you're not putting together first downs because maybe you would go to the run more if you got more first downs. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Purdy connected on 70% of his passes. So it's not like they weren't hitting his passes.
That McCaffrey bobble was huge.
McCaffrey, people are annoying me on that too, man. Everybody's telling me that's a hard catch. I'm like, bro,
what the hell? No, it wasn't.
I keep watching the replay.
Both hands on the ball.
Well, I keep watching the replay, and I came to the conclusion, like pretty concrete to me. I was just like, I would expect myself to make that play 8 out of 10 times. No problem. No. 8 out of 10. And so if I'm making that play
10 out of 10.
I got much better hands than you, and I'm going to just go lower.
Not
8 out of 10.
You dropped the ball I threw to you.
I can't tell if you're serious about this, but there's no chance you have decent.
Oh, yes, I do have better hands
compared to me, and we can go out and just go play catch, and I'll watch you get so many drops. We got to catch it out here.
You are kidding me.
Same quarterback.
You are kidding. I have the best hands in El Cerrito history.
I guarantee you will drop more balls than me. We'll go get someone fired.
There's not a chance, Artie. I have way better hands than you and way better hands than anyone else I've ever played ball with.
God, I have the best hands of all. Comedy routine. Your hands are time and a half as big as mine, and I'm going to prove you wrong. Put that hand up there. Your hand's a giant hand compared to mine, and I will just dominate you. So easily dominate you in this contest. But anyway, not the point. You jumped in and wasted our time. We're talking.
That's not a waste of time. Do not go smearing my hands. That's my best attribute as a tight end.
Well, I didn't. You smeared my hands. You started talking shit about how great your hands are. Nobody cares about your hands.
You. How is that good hands? You can't catch.
Nobody cares about your hands. I didn't drop a laser. You threw a ball in the dirt to lose a championship. Sorry, pal.
I threw a strike.
You back through to third base to lose a championship, and we had to watch our championship go down the tube because of you. It's all right. We're okay. But let's go back to McCaffrey. Okay, just 1 second, and then we can go back to arguing about all these drops and these bad throws and these maybe not picked balls. If I should catch it, let's just give me the grace. You saying you're going to catch it 10 out of 10. I'm saying I'm going to catch it at least 8 out of 10. So, hey, McCaffrey should have caught it. Let's just put it that way. And even McCaffrey himself says, I should have caught it. Purdy says what he says, who's very correct. I should have got the ball there without getting tipped. Both of those things can be true. But a lot of these Niner homers that love CMC or weird football fans that I think just don't get it, including our third member of our cast, Bill the Kid, Zachariah, totally absolving CMC of blame, being like, oh, no, it was tipped. It was behind him. You can't. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, nobody. I
didn't even know people were defending him.
We got people defending CMC on text threads I'm on conversations I'm having around town. And I'm just like, I think it's just like people that love him. It's certainly not Ian. Ian will cut his ass tomorrow, but
he'll cut Kittle.
Yeah, but my God, that was a really, really, really ugly.
It's making. I'm starting to think that CMC might have that Shanahan gene because he had a
memorable
huge fumble in the Super Bowl.
Two of his biggest moments as a Niner are not good ones.
Let's rack up great regular seasons and then not accomplish, the goal and not win. And that's what the Niners are. You just got to come to grips with it.
So you guys getting out of Philly?
I'm expecting Brock to have a really good game. I think he's going to try to avenge what happened last time, but both middle linebackers, inside linebackers, I guess now we're on the fourth string of our inside linebackers.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, that's no good. And I think the one thing going for I'm looking it up right now because I'm a geek and I do it all the time because I just think it matters that much.
Goddard stats.
No, I'm thinking the weather's going to work out for them. Yeah. See, it's supposed to rain all day Friday and Saturday, and then it's supposed to be sunny, not clear, cold, Sunday, and nice on Sunday. So I feel like that'll
help Brock.
Very positive for the San Francisco 49ers because we know Purdy doesn't love
Purdy has football. Little hands like you.
Yeah. Little hands, catching balls.
Yeah. So also I want to give a shout out to the San Francisco Giants who haven't signed anyone in the off season, and
it's been a hell of an off season, Hell of an off season.
It's
you like Tyler?
When all three of your squads just suck at the same time or like have horrible losses, it's not fun.
No, it's not too fun.
And when you have over 27.5 points from Steph and he has 27, then fouls out, that's not fun. Not fun. Yeah.
Should we take a different perspective? How about we just go like this? Look, man, Niners overachieved this year. A lot of injuries. Rough year. Great job. Almost became the 1 seed. They're the 6 seed. All the fans get to watch
almost
the playoffs.
About it. They no-showed completely during that game.
I mean, I can't even believe how much they should have won that game.
Seattle was not impressive at all.
The fact that they were able to get out of there with 13 points and win, that is incredibly disheartening loss.
If you tell me that Niners D is going to only give up 13 points, it's a bunch of
it's like, I wish I had the numbers in front of me right now because I know they didn't play good teams this year, but I don't know how good their defenses were. It's hard to be a good defense when you're a bad team and have a bad quarterback, so I'm guessing the Niners played some relatively soft defenses. But my God, like you come in cooking like that and you come in feeling like you've really hit your stride and you're one of the best teams offensively at the time. And that's what you do on that stage. I mean, that's on the verge of, I hate to use the word, but that's just an embarrassment. It's It's bad. It's bad, and
The
it's
Bears are a good defense, and they threw up 40 on them.
yeah. I mean, they've been throwing up points all year, and they've certainly been throwing up points in the last month. And Purdy's been swagged out, thinking he's doing the Dougie. Well, you ain't doing the Dougie on your 127 yards and no touchdowns. You put that Dougie in your back pocket and wait till you can do something better. So I
Yeah.
don't know, Brock. I don't know about that Dougie. You might need to retire that Dougie.
Well,
I don't know if that's for you.
I'm expecting a nice rebound game from them against Philly, but Philly D can be really good. Like they're actually a good defense at times. Sometimes they kind of struggle. They're inconsistent, and that's our hope is that they can
Yeah.
get the bad version of them.
I guess I don't know if this is a hot take, but my new take, I'm kind of having this take in real time because once the Niners lost, I sort of thought they were done. I mean, I still think they're done, but that's because I think they're going to lose on Sunday. But if
Well,
they
their road
win on
just became way tougher. Way tougher.
totally, but if they win on Sunday, I will sort of rinse all this off and
Yeah.
say they can they got a shot, like as good a shot as most of these teams. Now, I'd consider them the underdog for sure. I wouldn't put them at a coin flip with the other teams, but like, yeah, I mean, escape Philly because all of a sudden you're getting momentum back, right? That's going to be a huge win, right? If you
Yeah.
come off the devastating loss that you just came off and you're able to, in quick time, wipe that taste out your mouth and go beat a Philly team, and especially if you do it looking good. I don't know if it matters how you look because it's playoff football. It doesn't really, but if you do it looking good, get that offense going, score 30 points or something, right? Win like 30-23. Because I don't think you're going to stop the Eagles. Like I don't know if you're going to hold them to 30. Seattle should have
Jalen
scored
Hurts
20.
will stop himself sometimes, though.
I know, but I mean, Seattle should have scored 25 points. I don't know the exact amount, but
Yeah.
they had opportunity.
They
The
dominated the
defense
time
didn't
of possession.
exactly play very well. They just happened to escape, letting up 13 points. So I'm not counting on that D, especially with the new injuries, to really hold Philly. But yeah, they're not a juggernaut offensively, and
Philly's had a
and
really down year offensively. They haven't looked that good.
at
Hurts
all.
is a shell of the version of him from last year, and Saquon too. Saquon had half the yardage he had last year, and
Yeah. But I mean, Philly's gonna. I mean, that's part of what scares me about this game. It's like, okay, so if that Philly shows up, then the Niners could get
curtains.
swagged out and they could win. But my gut is just sort of Philly's gonna turn something on and remind everybody, including themselves, who they are and that they're as good as anybody in the NFC. And they might have a real, it means so much to them, obviously, that I could just see them really coming out. And they sat everybody, so they're in like the opposite
They wanted to play the
standpoint.
Niners.
I mean, they're just like, yeah, they're like healthy and like, let's go fucking beat these Niners. Yeah, we don't
They
want to play
almost
them.
won with all their backups in.
Exactly.
So my gut is Brock's going to have a really good game, and there's a caveat that I think the Niners will win if they run Brian Robinson Jr. Why did you trade for this guy?
Well, then you're going to lose because they're not going to. They've proven that. They've only done it like once all year,
Why
right?
do they
Maybe
not
twice.
utilize one of the most impressive backs in the NFL? I love watching that guy run. Why'd you trade for him?
Yeah, I find it odd. I mean, that whole game last week was odd. That was, I mean, that has nothing to do with last week. He's barely touched the ball all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Shanahan's a head case, and he just.
But yeah, B-Rob is certainly a waste of a roster spot. I mean, I joke. He's not a waste of a roster spot. He'll be great if CMC gets hurt, but it's very unimaginative to not use him.
I thought they're gonna do like a split backfield or have like McCaffrey line up in the slot. I thought Shanahan would get creative and utilize his weapons, but he hasn't done any of that this year. I mean,
well, and also you would think if they really had to get the ball out so quick, they could have definitely done some cool 2-back sets. I'm almost picturing like a wishbone, and you fucking one it off, and you got B-Rob getting the play action, CMC coming out the backfield. Next time you're giving it to B-Rob, like I could see that being a really fun offense to watch, and it actually does surprise me that Shanahan hasn't had a little more fun with that because you got two really capable backs.
Totally,
and it's not like the receiving core like does its job, but it's not exactly good. It's like it's not exactly a great receiving core. You're not like pumped off the Niners receivers. So it's like when you can find more skill, put it on the field, right? Like Kittle's raw, CMC's raw. The rest are kind of,
he uses
cool.
juice pretty well, the fullback.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that Robinson hasn't been used this
I
year
mean
at
that.
all.
I mean, now that we say that, it's so funny. It's almost like youth check is pods, and it's different because youth check is so much better, and I like him and agree with him. But it's almost like where I'm going with this. Sorry, is Shanahan has this like deep love for pods. I mean, for pods for youth check. So he makes sure he keeps him involved in the game plan, gets him a play or two and whatever. I'm just kind of riffing here and joking, but it just sort of it does strike me as like it does strike me as odd that like Shanahan. I mean, more than I don't know why I brought up pods to compare with check, but really more where I'm coming is it
Juice is
almost
like a
reminds me of
10-time Pro Bowler.
no,
Pods
that's not
is-
my point. My point was totally different. It just seemed my point was you brought that up and I was talking about B Rob. And B Rob reminds me more of like the Kuminga treatment. he's getting
Right.
like the I don't know what to tell you. You're not getting on the field, buddy. Like it's just like odd. It's like why have this guy if you don't want him to play?
Why
It's
trade
just
for
like
me? If I'm him,
yeah.
I'm like, why did you trade for me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's
Uh,
just like, at least I'm getting paid, and now my career will last longer because I don't even play. Maybe, hopefully, he can take that perspective mentally. Because yeah,
I
I'd be
had him
pretty
in
pissed.
fantasy for like I think 2 out of his first 3 or 4 years, and he was so fun to watch. He was so explosive.
No,
But
he's. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, and every time he touches the ball, he looks. I mean, yeah, he looks like one of those guys that he hits the whole heart. He's fast. He's strong. He's a good football player. He's always
yeah,
proven
dude.
he's a good football player.
It's like Brandon Jacobs got signed by the Niners back in the day when me and Ian saw him at Dragos's bachelor party, and he was juiced to play with Harbaugh, and Harbaugh never played him, and I don't know.
That was it. Was that his last year? Did he play ever
No, I think
after
he
the
played
Niners?
another year or two for just
Sucked for another couple other teams.
middling teams. What do you think about Pete Carroll getting fired? Stefanski. Who else? Raheem Morris.
Yeah, I mean, not too many thoughts on any of it. Just a bunch of. I mean, the only thought I got is for Pete. I'm sad. I like Pete. He's a good dude. He's old. He might not ever get a job again. You could tell he wants to keep coaching. So to me, that's a little bit sad. It's fun. I like watching his youthful exuberance. He seems like a player's coach in a lot of ways, and so that's sad end of the road for him. And as we get older, man, you watch these guys go. Man, it's a real new era. So that's a little sad one. But man, I mean, shit,
Well, that
that's a
dork on
bad
the
part.
Cardinals got fired too.
Oh yeah.
Gannon.
Seeing his his initial speech to his team has gone sort of viral again on Twitter about how awkward and weird it was. And
It was so
yeah,
weird.
not exactly a leader of men.
Hey, yeah, guys. So you ready to? We're gonna kick butt, right? Or what did he say? Let's
I don't
go,
remember.
fellas. Yeah, it was so weird.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, Stefanski's got to go. I think he's done a pretty poor job over there in Cleveland. And he's got what? He got a few years there, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think he
Yeah,
was
he
there
got
with
his fair.
Baker.
Yeah, I mean, he got his fair shot. He got his fair shot, and he couldn't turn it around.
I
And then
had them
same with
money lined in that game, and I made a lot of good calls on Sunday, Artie. A lot of good calls.
yeah. The one thing I will say is Arizona doesn't strike me as a pathetic team. So they're the one that
No,
like
I had them money
they're,
line too, but they didn't pull it
they're
out.
the coach I know the least. He's the coach I know the least about. So I don't feel like I can have an informed opinion really. And I don't watch him a ton, but I watch him a little. And I kind of they're a good offensive team
Yeah,
and they're not dysfunctional. A lot of the time, like if you're not dysfunctional, I err on the side of keeping your coach because you've seen what dysfunction looks like. Like Miami right now is dysfunctional, for instance. Like I'm surprised McDaniel keeps his job, right? They look like a dysfunctional team.
God, did they
Um,
get their ass kicked?
but they just look like terrible, right? And you got like same with the Jets. They look pretty dysfunctional. There's different, but I wouldn't fire him because it's 1 year. I don't think that's the game I would play. I don't say let's hire a coach for a year and
Well, the
fire him
Jets are
unless
they're
you're.
the shit show of the NFL. They're never gonna win anything.
And I did. Glenn did sort of strike me as like being maybe as bad as like who was
He's
it?
no
Single.
enemy, right?
No, he's definitely no enemy. Struck me more as like a single Terry Tom Sula struggle. He seemed a little bit in over his head, maybe as the head coach. Yeah, enemy. God bless his soul. It's going to be tough to beat those Bears in the playoffs. You watch those two backs that enemy is coached up in Chicago. There's nothing better. Have you talked about? Everybody tells you, man. enemy used to hold all the Chiefs accountable, man. People still talk about enemy as part of the glue that the Chiefs are missing. He used to play no bullshit. You better show up and you better do your job if you're playing for enemy.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know that that's the
Singletary
case
too.
with Nagy.
Singletary would drop trowel. He'd pull his pants down to his ankles, and
Yeah, but that's not what Bieniemy's doing. I think he's a hell of a coach. I know you guys think I'm joking, but I'm telling you, man.
no, I thought I
He's
respect the guy.
I think he's impacted Chicago. I'll put it that way. I think he has a real. I don't think it's just Ben Johnson. I think
Maybe he comes back to the Chiefs whenever Andy Reid decides to retire.
That would be dope. And he'll struggle and I'll laugh. Bieniemy be the head coach. We'll go like 3-14. I'll be like, fuck, sorry, dude.
Did Kelsey play his last game?
Hell no.
What?
He ain't going out like that.
No,
you think
really
Kelsey's going out like that? I don't think so. I think he comes back.
No, he's checked out.
He don't look checked out.
Yeah. Do you remember him dropping that when their season was
Nobody's
on the
checked
line?
out during
he had
the game.
Same play as McCaffrey.
Yeah, but everybody says that type of shit, but that's not when you're checked out. I mean, you first off, hearing talk, it seems like he really grinds his tail off still and really cares about football. He was depressed talking about his struggles, their struggles. I don't know. My instinct is he doesn't want to go out like that. I think most players have a belief that may be right or wrong, right? Like unrealistic belief. And my gut tells me he believes that he and Patrick can turn it around. And he would rather have one more fun run, fall short, than go 6-11. And so I think in his head, he's like, let's go do this one more time and at least just try to have it.
But that would be in 2027, right?
Nah, Patty will be back, no?
I mean, like
Patty's supposed to be back at the start of the season, they're saying. That fool got surgery the day it happened, man. They're talking about he's gonna be
He is a nutcase as a competitor. No doubt.
I mean, he literally got surgery on his shit the next day. They said nobody's really ever done that. This fool just said, fix it.
It was so impressive, that documentary, when he was playing on a high ankle sprain, didn't miss any time, and he was still like dope.
Yeah.
So
he's
kind of respect him.
He's a hog. I mean, of all the players
and
in
he's
the
a
league,
small dude too, like for the NFL. Yeah.
It takes a lot to get him to not play. He's trying to play football. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Jackson should be out there playing tight end, like go double tight with Jackson and Travis. Jackson's like 6'4", 6'5", yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be really good too. So he looks like he'd be able to put on a pads and go up with anybody. So yeah, I agree. We should go double tight end, Jackson and Travis.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, just kind of depressing sports week for the Bay Area sports fans and for your Kansas City Chiefs, I guess, too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess another way to, if we want to try to stay positive again, man, we're going to make the playoffs. These guys will make the playoffs. So
the play-in?
And then they'll probably win the play-in. Let's just assume they get in the real playoffs. And let's have some fun, man. If we get a series, that's all that matters. Let's go get a series.
Yeah.
And see if we can win 4 of them.
Yeah. And just watching the Warriors, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters. So just enjoy the show.
Yeah, sorry.
Wins or losses don't matter,
But the one thing I was thinking is, man, we know they're not going to win it, right? Like, me and you are pretty big realists here about the Warriors. They're not good enough. They're not going to win it.
But I buried the lead. LeBron.
First off, that's not going to happen. But if the Warriors get LeBron, the big smile that will go on my face. All these Warriors fans who try to pretend they hate LeBron James, they're idiots. There's nothing to hate about LeBron James. Enjoy the guy.
There's a lot to hate about LeBron
James.
James.
Not a lot to hate about LeBron James. And the guys, everybody would be hated who had 20 years under a microscope. Almost nobody in our microscope, in our society. Yeah, LeBron's got some weird things he does. Yeah, LeBron's whatever. But LeBron's fine, man. Let the guy live. The guy's just a great basketball player, one of the greatest ever. And if we got to watch him and Curry, first off, it would be so fun to just watch him and Curry play for the rest of the season.
Yes, that would be dope. The Olympics are a lot of fun to watch.
Oh God, that would be the best thing ever to watch. There'd be nothing because we
and
to the point that,
I think Draymond would fit in perfectly.
Yeah, I mean lightweight, but yeah, I mean it would be fun because all of a sudden
LeBron would have to score again.
LeBron would just be the point. He'd play point, and it would be pretty fun. He'd play point forward. Steph would play off ball. Draymond would be point forward with him. It would be a fun team. But anyway, it probably wouldn't work, and they still suck.
Wouldn't fly though. Flopping doesn't fly on the Warriors.
He'd be flopping and getting his calls, and it'd be fine. But yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, what I was gonna say is, man, as much as we got no shot, the funny thing about the Warriors is because they have Steph, and we're so used to now, even with all the wins, watching them lose these frustrating games, right? Because we've seen so many when they're undersized and they don't have enough offense that you can just picture it happening again. But you can also picture the opposite. You can also picture that even these games when they're undersized and they're getting dominated, just like tonight, you look up and they're down one with 30 seconds left quite
Yeah.
often, or they're down five with a minute and a half left. So we could end up going on a wild ride. All you got to do is get past that playing game, get into that first series. And who are we talking about? If you're avoiding OKC, and frankly, I think you can beat OKC too, because I don't know, they annoy me. Maybe it's just bullshit. It's because I don't like OKC. I mean, people kind of, I'm a little bit like this with OKC. Like,
I mean,
come
I
on,
don't
Frank.
think they're amazing. Like they're not the Bulls of the '90s or anything,
They're
but
not close to the Bulls of the 90s. The fact that people talk about them like they're a great team like that, come on, put some respect on all these great teams' names and let them do it for 3 or 4 years. All right. Let them do it for 3 or 4 years. Anyway,
they
they
have
might be that good.
length, youth,
No, they're
and
great. They're great. I just hate that they're already talked about. Like, I just feel like they got to give it a little bit, give it a year and a half, and then talk about them like that. But yeah,
Halliburton almost took those fools.
every other team, Warriors can get lucky and beat. They're still worse than every other team. That's the problem. They're worse than the Nuggets. They're worse than Houston. They're worse than San Antonio. They're
I
worse
mean, the
than.
Warriors are so bad. Their depth is a
I
joke.
know.
It's like a D2
Oh,
college team, dude. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
They're so
I
bad.
mean, that's what we were texting about. All we were texting about is how awful they are. So if we want to keep it real, if we're being real, yes, these guys are awful. We're
So bad.
watching. You're watching Gary Payton. He's like a special teams player in the NFL, right? The guy's not a
Dude,
not a running back. He's not a receiver. He's not a cornerback. He's not a cornerback. The only thing you could compare him to if he was on an NFL team, special teams player, right? The guy,
you could be
I
like
don't
a
even know what.
gunner.
Yeah, he's a gunner. Exactly. It's like who he is. And then you got Guy Santos would be like the equipment manager or something, but he's found his way onto the roster. God bless his heart.
Couldn't
All you got
post as a
Patrick
long
Spencer.
snapper.
Patrick Spencer gone from Patrick Spencer's the long snapper. Frank, who'd you say is the long snapper?
A post.
That's fine too, but I got him more as just like your solid right tackle. Like he's just like a decent right
He's like a
tackle.
third string right tackle, yeah.
Yeah, you could like live with him. You wish he didn't hold so much. These guys like it's like, but anyway, yeah, all these guys, like you're just like, who are you and what are we trying to make you? You're all terrible, man. When I look at Pod's numbers for the year, I can't believe it. The numbers are good and it makes me sick. I say, how are you even putting up these numbers? Every time I watch you, you're terrible, man.
You know what really bothers me is how he like watches his shot and he doesn't get like try to get a rebound on an offensive board. He's always just like, you know, fading
Yeah.
away, and I don't know.
Again, man, like Melton, again, like he reminds me of a great piece on a better team again. Like I hate that I don't think he fits.
I love Melton. I think he's a
Me
very
too.
talented
He
dude.
looked great tonight. He was coming back for boards. He missed a lot of shots, but he was coming back for boards, playing good ball. But I was still just struck by the fact, like, man, like, who's the third scorer? Who is it?
Um,
Most teams have three, four,
every night
five of
it's
them.
someone different.
So you don't have one, right? And it's
That's
and in
pathetic.
theory,
It's ridiculous.
I know. And in
James
theory, it's
Wiseman, thank you for the second pick of the draft, guys. Way to really knock that out of the park.
I mean, it's really pathetic. And in theory, it's pods. And then you've got like, yeah, you've got these guys that you know can't be scorers deep in the rotation. Moody is not a scorer. Peyton, not a scorer. Santos, not a scorer. Spencer, not a scorer.
Peyton is like allergic to being a scorer.
Yeah, I mean,
He's such
he's
a
just, yeah, he's just a cutter.
he's a 6'1" power forward. You know, I mean, he can't.
He's like the luckiest person ever that through like positive energy and weird athleticism
He
has
hustles his
found his
ass
way
off.
into
He's a
10 years
hustler.
in the NBA. God bless his heart. Like the guy has looked like a 10th man his whole career that plays like a 6th, 7th, 8th man somehow because he has
So do
such
all of
heart.
those
He's
guys.
so athletic. I
They're
know.
all 10th man or
Yeah,
11th
these
man.
guys look like the Bimbo Coles era, man. They look like a bunch of guys that couldn't even play on that team. You wouldn't, most
Absolutely.
of these guys would not get run on that team. You're
Bunch
not
of
playing
like
these guys
Ike
over Jim
Diagu.
Jackson. This is actually a real conversation to have. And like none of these guys are starting over Chris Mills. Point blank, period. Chris Mills is the starting small forward on his team. Unless
Yeah.
it's Butler. I'm putting Butler as like a guard right now, right? Like if you would be starting Steph Curry, you'd be starting Butler, and then the rest you'd be going Chris Mills, and then you'd probably go well, these are all small guards, but I'm just thinking about our guards. They're better than the current guards, and this was in our joke era, like Jimmy Jackson and fucking Corey Maggette. Like, give me any of those guys. We need all of them.
I want
Imagine how
Larry
much
Hughes right now.
right now.
Right
Imagine
now.
how much the Warriors could use Larry Hughes. If we had Larry Hughes, he'd be pulling up confidently, shooting a low percentage, but getting you 18 points that you need. People think low
Monte
percentage
back.
guys are.
I mean,
I just think some people think low percentage guys are always bad. They're not always bad because you need a guy that's willing to go get a bucket. You need
AI
him.
had a really low field goal percentage.
It's not that bad to shoot 43% if you're willing to go fucking get a bucket and you get them when you need them. It's not great, but it ain't that bad.
Yeah.
God damn. All we want you to do is cut. Just make the right cut. Get in the right position. She's like, get out of here, man. Give me a guy who can go get a bucket. The Warriors don't have anyone who can go get a bucket. They haven't had a guy that can get a bucket since oh, God, don't get it.
Kuminga.
We got back here. We're supposed to just be happy for Steph. Kuminga. We're supposed to just be happy for Steph, okay?
Yeah,
we're not talking about
I'm
Kuminga.
really happy that he fouled out and only needed one more point to win my bet, but thanks. Whatever. Okay. Well, I guess that's it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
What?
I just cussed as you're trying to get us out of here. Well, I was just wondering why did he make that foul? Good, what a bad foul. That last foul was horrific.
When's the last time Steph Curry fouled out of a game? That might have been his
first time. A terrible foul on the rebound,
it was so stupid.
Grabbing his arm.
He's checked out. It's like Clay was doing that all the time in his last year with the Warriors. But
Steph's not checked out in that way. Steph was just.
But like you said, now he's he's not going to be serious. He's not going to take the losses as hard. He's just going to go out there and have fun. Play playground.
So what would you rather? What would you rather? Let's play. Would you rather?
Ass to mouth.
No, that reminded me of Zach, just like for 30 seconds asking us if we had heard of pegging on our last pod. I couldn't understand it. Yeah, just 30 seconds of have you heard of pegging?
Have you heard of pegging? Do you know what pegging is?
I never answered you on the last pod, Zach. Yes, I've heard of pegging.
So have I.
But what were we talking
Figueroa
about?
and Danny Orsini are familiar. Go ahead.
But what were we just talking about?
Would you rather?
Yes, Curry. Oh yeah, would you? Good memory, man. We were really far from that. Would you rather? Now you got my mind such in a terribly,
I think of that
ridiculously dirty place. We're not having that kind of would you. Would you rather have Steph Curry ride it out on the Warriors and never make it out of the first round again, but play for like 5 more years and be prolific for 3.5 more years and whatever?
5 more years.
Well, I mean, he's not going to play for how many years? He's going to play at least 3. He ain't about to retire.
37.
You think he's about to retire in less than 3?
No. He has another year or two. But the way you're describing him, I think he's coming to grips with the fact that he is going to retire in the next couple years.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I don't care about the year amount because I'm not trying to predict that part. You rather ride out with the Warriors, we suck always, and he keeps getting to be on the Warriors and ball out, or would you rather him be somewhere else and watch him go win again or ball out somewhere, get to the Western Conference Finals or Finals?
I would prefer him to stay just because it's really cool when a star, is with the same team forever. But if that's what he wants, I'll be rooting for him, Like I really wanted Barry Bonds after he got blackballed by the MLB to play for the A's or the Yankees.
So think about this. For how much you love the Warriors and how much you probably at this point love Steph, I've just worked my way into how fun it would be to get a 5th championship. And I'm just like, even if it's not on the Warriors, it would still feel like a Warriors championship because it would be for the Curry argument. When you're arguing with idiots about who's better, you would always have that 5th championship. So if he went and paired up with whoever the hell it was, and he just was still 1B, because I'm talking about him. I don't want him to. I'm not that interested in a diminished role championship. But if he somehow was just on another team and won a championship, averaging 24 a night and having huge games in the playoffs, that shit would be pretty fun, dude.
Kind of like Ray Allen did for the Heat.
I mean, but I have him as even in this world of me getting kind of pumped in something that other people might be vomiting from. I have him doing more than Ray Allen. I have him still like a 7
KG on the Celtics.
Yeah.
And Ray Allen.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. I was picturing when you were saying Ray Allen. Sorry, I was picturing Ray Allen on the Heat. But
right.
If you give me Ray Allen on the Celtics, then I'll go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
that'd
that
be
shit
tough,
would
dude.
be.
I
I
I
wouldn't
remember
mind
rooting
that.
for Molly on your Pacers back in the day. That
Hell
was fun to watch.
yeah. Hell yeah, that
Oh,
was fun to watch.
that team was dope.
Man. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully one of the two happens. Hopefully he doesn't go somewhere and then suck. That would be
Yeah.
pathetic.
It's funny hearing people that want to get Clay back.
I mean, you don't get how bad the Warriors and him are, but all right.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, so you want to trade an asset to get Clay back? I mean, it'd be fun, like
No,
sentimental,
that shit
but
would be sad, dude. That would be so sad. Imagine how sad that would be to watch. Clay struggling so hard back in the Warriors organization. The guy would, I mean, he's proven he's not there anymore. So you'd have it declining everybody with Clay just going for like 11 a game on 39%. Like that shit would be so
shooting
depressing.
27% from three.
Oh, it would be so depressing.
No, that's why we got Pods. He can do that for us.
I can't believe that he'll never live down. Like that quote's gonna go down in his like I don't know. I can't believe he said he wants to be better than Steph that early and like didn't
I
understand
don't
how.
even care about that. Just
I know, but it's
he's just
so
annoying.
it's so indicative of his lack of awareness of just like who he is. Like he's so he doesn't realize that he's self-absorbed. He thinks he's
He has
like a
no sense
team
of
guy.
self though. He's like he's trying to fit in. He's if you hear him talk, he's it's kind of a joke. He talks like he's from the hood.
Well, maybe he is from the hood. You know where he's from? I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, he's from like I think he's a Mormon or something, but from like Iowa or Idaho.
Anyway.
Him and Tyler Hero must be fun to watch together when they're chopping it
Tyler
up.
Hero's raw.
Have you heard him talk?
Yeah, who cares?
I mean, it's weird, and he's such an idiot. He said, I don't remember anything before I was born.
His whole life. I don't understand how that's weird. He's been playing hoops his whole life. He's been around fucking black folks his whole life, and so he's just
Jeremy
talking.
Lin doesn't talk like that.
Sound like an idiot.
I don't know. Whatever. Sports suck. All right, we're the Hum Daddies, and this is Heat Check, I guess, kind of, but it's the Warriors postgame, and I think we're going to do more of these. Joe Starkey wants to do them once in a while, too.
I'm down whenever I can, man. Hopefully we can smile a little more, and hopefully the Warriors can finish with like how many wins you want to finish with?
Shit, what gets us the 6th seed?
Let's see what that looks like right now.
No,
forget that. I don't even want to look at it, but how many wins you want to get?
47.
Not a chance. Give me 45 and I'll be happy. There is no chance these Warriors win 47 games.
What if they trade for LeBron?
Oh, yeah, I forget that there could be a trade. Well, these Warriors, how many wins you want? 42?
This Warriors team, I don't see them being over 500.
I do. They'll grind their way to like 44 and 40. That'd be cool. Or 44 and 38. No, they're not doing that. Wow. Because I did the math wrong, obviously.
41 and 41, baby.
43 and 39? Yeah, that's what we're going for. That's the goal.
That'll be
43
a
and 39.
7 or 8 seed, probably, right?
Probably.
Wow.
That'd be okay. The top half of the play-in.
Whatever.
Who are the good teams other than the top four?
San
Antonio, Houston, OKC, Denver. Then
every
there's
team
Phoenix.
is like solid. None of them are.
Yeah, but who are? Phoenix is good. Who else is doing good?
The Lakers are better than the Warriors.
Yeah, Lakers. That's who I.
And they're not. They have a lot of those same kind of G League guys.
You know who will probably beat the Warriors in a playing game?
The Kings.
Portland.
Portland would dominate the Warriors. They have their number now.
That's hilarious. We just go lose.
I have no confidence in this squad, dude. None.
It's either how could you, man? Bunch of losers. That's what they are. Other than a couple winners.
Yeah, and Steve Kerr is just a little psycho. The way he just flipped out into a rage.
Talk about checked out. He's checked out. He knows it's his last year.
He's losing his shit, man. Everything's driving him crazy. He has such a
he's not coming back.
temper.
He's not coming back. I think he's done.
He said he's going to stay as long as Steph wants him to, or as long as Steph does.
Well, then that means we're in big trouble because Steph's not going to have it in him to tell him get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
These guys have
Steph,
loyalty to a
Steph
fault.
under a microscope looks a lot better than LeBron. He's like one of the most perfect humans ever.
They have loyalty to a fault on that organization right now. I don't know why they didn't stay loyal to Clay because they do it with everybody else. It's funny that he was the odd man out of the loyalty circle.
Well,
it's
he
like
was acting really strange.
he was good. Yeah, he did his own shit. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, between Draymond, Steph, and Kerr, it's like, yeah, I feel like Steph's biggest flaw is like riding with them so hard at this point. But what's he gonna do?
Yeah,
That's all he knows.
I want, like, when Zach says that it's Dunleavy who created the situation. Bob Myers drafted terribly, and that's why I think we're in the situation.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
all right. Good night, Dub Nation. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Hum Daddies.
Deuces.
Oh. All right. This isn't working. Bye. Goodbye.
I think they want us to just talk all night. We're live, pal. We're still live, pal.
Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.